Alright, looks like we have started already. So we are back, new day. Our accounts have updated now based on what we were saying last time. So we're leading about $62 here for our payout. Not too focused on the funds, but let me just read the Daily Proverbs for today. Basically, once we come back, we'll get an idea of whether we're going to respect point of control here, push up higher for value area highs, or whether we are actually going to fall below. So let me get into this. We'll say the verse of the day and then we'll get straight into it. Proverbs 7 is very specific for lust and the adulterous woman. It's hard to relate it to trading, but just being honestly transparent with you guys, let's be real, right? I noticed that the times that I unfortunately fall into sin, whether that's pornography or fornication, I just noticed that my trading automatically I'm not profitable whatsoever. My mindset is a lot different as well, and I think it has a big part to play with this. Basically just warning about the adulterous woman, keep wisdom very close. The ending bit is just, now that my sons listen to me, pay attention to what I say. Do not let your heart turn to her ways or stray into her paths. Many other victims she has brought down, her slain. Her house is a highway to the grave, leading down to the chambers of death. Might feel sweet, it might feel nice at the moment, but ultimately it's death. Not physically all the time, but that spiritual death, where your soul dies every time. We got deep today. I think it's super important to keep that in mind as well. So looking at the charts here, we are using point of control as a bit of support here. So we will look for a long. Got the M1 chart here. We're going to keep the same profit targets as usual today. We are trading Asian session, which historically is kind of 50-50 with my win rate. So I just need to be very careful, especially on payout timing being very close. I know that can sometimes get in my mind, just getting in my head and changing the game plan really. So really just trading how we have been trading for the past few days. Just going to check the higher time frames here to make sure that I'm not being sidelined. Just check the daily chart. Yesterday was still very expensive to the upside, new all-time highs. Just looking at the M15 here as well. Point of control. We have closed below point of control though, and we've opened up pretty bearish on the day, which is why I'm a little bit hesitant. You can see we've had our open. Whereabouts are we? Monday evening gap from here to here. Pushed up and we've expanded a lot lower. That's why I'm hesitant to take this long up here. Had a brief closure above point of control. We'll just see if buyers hold this, but if we get a closure to the downside, we might be looking for shorts. Waiting to see if we get a closure above. If we do, we'll go in long. While this is happening, let me just mark up yesterday's levels. Previous day value area high, previous day point of control, and previous day value area lows. Previous week levels we don't need to touch. Still got a daily BISI resting in about here. Seeing on the higher time frames if we have anything clean. There was that 4-hour BISI in line with the 15-minute BISI. That's why we had New York AM spill down, react, push back to the upside here. So just see what kind of closure we got here. I think we did push up a little bit right at the point of control here. Just wait to see the reaction, if buyers want to step in and push this higher, or whether we are going to start spilling to the downside. This 2-minute closure is going to be telling. If we close back above here on the point of control, it does look like that's what we're getting. Going to go in for one micro here. As I said, we're going to keep the TP levels the exact same. So still aiming for 500 on the conservative account and then 875 on the more aggressive account. Gold, looks like we're still making all-time highs here. No closure above though for now. But I just got to be mindful that Asia is going to be a lot slower here. So just keeping that in mind. Nice closure on the 2 above point of control now. So get ready to add 6. Check ES as well for a reference. I do like this. We've had a decent little push up. We came down. We've wicked these lows. No closure below. Just check the volume levels as well. Let's see where the most volume has been this morning. Wait to see if we can make new highs here. I think that would be telling. Just got to be patient for the time being. Starting to see some decent activity. Wicking up and down quite dramatically for a second there. Looks like buyers have pushed this back up. We're holding right now at point of control. I like this reaction. We're going to enter right at our entry. We've got 4 micros on the table. That sell stop here, and let's see whether we have enough juice to start pushing to the upside here. Just looking for any volume nodes that we can use. Not a whole lot. This section up in here, we'll keep our eyes on. Big push to the downside here. Gone straight for our 7 positions here. Crazy move. Must be some decent news that's coming out at the moment. Just trying to find a good entry. Looking for this spot back on the M5. See if we can push up. Alright, we've got 2 limit orders resting right now. Looking for a gold long entry in here. Point of control resting right here, so we do have a little bit of a buffer. Take it at 3,990 for stops. 3,990. And then MNQ. Okay, not too worried about gold. It's just the MNQ that I want to be a bit cautious of. Okay, so right at this level now, we will take our short position from here. I guess the main thing is looking that we are already down significantly on the day. We do have momentum pushing to the downside here. It's just trying to figure out now where our exit is more than likely going to be. So previous weekly value area highs, if we can get all the way down there, would be ideal, but a bit ambitious. Gold has been tapped in here too now, so we will just monitor both of our positions for the time being. Good reaction for MNQ here, looking to spill past these lows. Beautiful. Because we got a fair bit of size on the MNQ side, we will adjust our stops pretty quickly here. Just watching gold to see what the reaction is. Really nice from MNQ here. Alright, gold spilling down a little bit in true gold fashion. So the short on MNQ is working pretty nicely, so I have added into the position pretty heavy here. Looking for gold is now inverted the point of control. More than likely we might see a bit of a correction on gold following suit with MNQ. So just watching this 15-minute BISI, would ideally like to see this low run through here, and if it does, we should move with some pretty big speed. Target really is 25048, which is a long ways down. Switch to the semi-higher time frames here, so we're not dealing with the noise. Had a few attempts to push these lows. I don't like that we're pushing back up each time, so just got to be a bit careful here. I'm trying to see where this low is. So 25110, maybe 2514. We'll look to take some partials. If we can reach down here, probably look to take at 4 off the position. Just trying to identify other areas where partials might be the play. Maybe these lows down in here, 25078, another 4. It's gonna leave us with 6. 50% here, 25060, 61. Does look like we are pushing up a little bit here. If we can maintain this volume imbalance, that's ideally what we'd want to see. Continuation to the downside here as well. Just watching the M3. Looks like gold might start pushing up a little bit. Looking for 1 more minute on the M3 here. So looking ideally for a spill down to create the M3 low, a little bit lower here. Alright, so M5 doesn't look too great here. Might need to take ourselves out of this one pretty quickly. So I'm going to adjust our stops just in case buyers are going to step in here for a push to the upside. Just getting ready. Might have to call this one. Alright, push to the downside. See if there's follow through here. Took some sweet time, but looks like we are starting to move to the downside here for MNQ. Gold, I'm just waiting for a retest for a better entry. We did get in short, but just put stops really tight above this high. This will be a nicer entry for continuation to the downside. Looking like we're getting a bit of a reaction. We do have a 2-minute CB resting run in here. Stops should be at this high at 25142. Yep, beauty. Shouldn't want to see price getting above these highs here, respecting the CB. And then point of control has shifted down. We're resting above here. We've shifted down all of this volume resting in here. So expecting with all of this momentum previously before us, that's enough for us to spill to the downside. I'm just going to double check on the higher time frames just to make sure we're not missing any key areas. Looks like most of these spots have been filled. Pretty much all of this. We have this volume imbalance from yesterday, and it's yesterday's low as well. So could potentially suit as a target if you wanted to get here and then reverse back to the upside, but looks like we are pushing back here. Let's see if we hold here or if we challenge these highs on point of control. 1 minute civvy in here. See if we can break down, take these lows now. Alright, so I'm really not happy with the way that I'm trading today. I have gone quite degen, I can't lie. You can obviously see this position size that's on. It's just frustrating. I think this just reiterates Asia, cut it out. There is just no need for it. It is just way more. It's not worth the squeeze. I've been stressing out this whole time. Like, I haven't even obviously been recording all of my thought processes now. It's just like stress with this much size onto like it. Yeah, this is not good at all. So I'm just gonna adjust the risk to these lows, and God willing, we've got partial spots already for all of these positions here. So yeah, we are going a bit balls to the walls, I'm not gonna lie. At break even for both trades now. Just realized with this much size on, there's not much point risking it for more. And some deep drawdown, about $400. So yeah, breaking a lot of rules today. I always like payout day, wild for me, and I think it started from being at the charts in Asian session. I was planning to literally just go play basketball, go hoop, work out, come back, seeing the charts, and now we have this that we are contesting with. So we're at current Asian session highs right now. Stops are at break even, so look, it is what it is. Ideally, my first target is these equal highs resting right here. Spot will be just under these levels, so we'll see if NQ has enough juice to push here. We've just made equal highs. We've swept the current Asian session high right now. We're at VWAP, but we're still yet to see a fast push to the downside. Volume for buyers is starting to build up above sellers, and even the high selling volume, you can see the candles are still showing sort of dojis to the upside. It's looking pretty positive. We just need a push to these highs now, otherwise buyers might start getting out of their positions. So just got to be mindful, but hopefully this momentum is enough to take us again, being at all-time high. The long bias I do feel a little bit more comfortable with, but again, we did start the day quite bearish here. Getting ready to take partials where we can. Market's going a bit crazy at the moment. Does look like I'm trying to contest this again, which is positive for the bulls here. We've got two volume imbalances resting right here though, so I'm not the biggest fan, to be honest, of unless we just push from here. If we just keep hovering, give sellers enough reason. Buyers might get out, let sellers push it down, then look to rebuy. I'm just going to trail pretty tightly here for any sharp wicks, especially with the two minis on that account. Probably should look to do the same here. Pretty much at break even on this point here. Stop should really be here. If we can hit this first partial, it takes so much of the stress off right now. The fact that I'm even stressed is an indication that I'm trading wrong. So please do not copy what I'm doing today. This is very bad DGen trading. It should not happen, to be honest. Alright, contesting this level one more time. We've been here a lot in the past 2 minutes, so hopefully this next candle we get a nice push right above. We just don't look back. I like watching the trading view just so I'm not looking at the dollar signs fluctuating up and down. We'll know if it takes out this low that we're stopped out, but ideally if we can get that continued momentum. Buyers do seem to be slowing down here as well, so I'm just mindful of that. Can we get a closure above all of these highs? Is what we'd be looking for. Ideally closure above VWAP2. Big push, but let's just wait and see. Volume's going to be stepping out here, so if this just flips bearish, then we just know to get out, take profit here. Closure is still very close to these highs, so we're just gonna wait for one more. To be fair, we do want to verify this on an M2 at least. Good that we did get that volatility to push it though. We're contesting with VWAP now. If we do get a closure, we should have enough steam to push right above, but let's just wait and see here. Based on those reactions, we are just gonna adjust stops here a little bit higher, just be a little bit more conservative. Asian session, man, just the price taking so long to do what it wants to do just doesn't help my psychology, if I'm being honest. Gap down here, so yeah, expecting us to get stopped out here. Alright, so we are starting to get a decent push here. Oh my goodness, I'm not even happy with where we're at, to be honest, just because of the way that we got here. I can't advocate for this kind of trading, especially for where I'm at in my journey and where I want to be. I don't want this to set me back, so I really got to have it discussed to this, otherwise it could spill into tomorrow. Approaching these partial spots, we'll see if we can get there. There is a volume imbalance in here, so we'll look to shift this down ever so slightly. Just wait and see. Hopefully we got the momentum now. Alright, we've hit TP for one of the accounts here. Oh my goodness, I feel like I can do it now. So I'll stop there. See, very close to hitting the partials here. Just gonna adjust stops again. Fair bit of volume coming out of this candle here now. Just being very mindful. Alright, approaching the partial once again here. Looking like we're gonna get a closure above VWAP now, and that's super positive. Looking for a little push above this high. New Asian session highs. Let's see if we can get it. So very close here. Let's see if we can push. Coming down. Push up. Alright, nice. There we go. Nice. Okay, so there's our partial on those. For the MNQ now. Now we can just let this run. Hopefully we can hit our further targets here. Just gonna look to take off another 4 at these highs right here. So 25152.5 right here. Take off 8. If you can get to these highs, just try not to give back where we're at right now. And let's see if there's any more juice in MNQ. Approaching these highs, now we can stick to the M3 and trail these positions. Price wants to keep on going higher. Might be expecting a bit of a turnaround at some of these points, but we have partials set already for MNQ at least. So that's going to be 4. We'll change this to 2, make it just 1. And then last point, we'll look at the previous day point of control 25183. 3 resting, so probably about there we'll be looking at. Alright, so I'm just going to let the trade run, hopefully, to TP here. Really not happy once again. Let's see how we go. Flicking long on all assets here. Got stopped out on our trails, but the reason I'm leaning long, we've tapped into the point of control here. Had a decent reaction pushing to the upside. It is just on a 1 minute, so just got to be cautious. We're seeing the same on the 2-3 minutes here as well. I don't like that we swept the current highs and then pushed down, but this reaction of point of control is looking decent, especially because we took these highs as well. So with all of that in mind, just making sure that stops in a logical spot here. Got this gold position in now as well. So 1, 2, 3 will be our stop loss right here. Looking for all-time highs once again on gold. Just looking for a continuation to the upside here for NQ. Volume imbalance resting right here. Looking for that extra push to the upside from here. Alright, update here. I'm just going to flick back to the M3. M3 for gold is looking pretty good. See if we can push for these highs now. Basically for NQ here, starting to get a bit of a push here too now, which is good. At least it's a slightly better managed portfolio. I probably don't need this mini on. I think that's just a little bit of greed on my part. But nice gap up here. We've already tested this SIBI, and the fact that we're back up here again, looking pretty positive. The reaction of point of control, the accuracy is insane right on the point here. So yeah, expecting just a little bit more of a further push. Value area high is sitting all the way up here, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll just keep on monitoring and seeing how we're going. Okay, everything's starting to push down now. Probably should go break even on the MNQ. We didn't get as good of an entry for NQ, unfortunately. Probably should be at this low. Wouldn't want us to revisit here. So even this spot for gold might just be a little bit too aggressive. We have taken previous highs though as well, just got to be mindful of that. Let's see, just watching this for NQ. Okay, nice. Watching this spot in here really is where we should be. Good reactions all around. I'm gonna let the trade do what it needs to do. A lot of activity happening right now. M3 doesn't look great, respecting this SIBI still, and we're pushing lower, so not looking too good for these MNQ positions. We'll just wait and see. We've got the stop loss in place, so we don't really need to do anything for now. Yeah, it's not looking ideal. Retesting this volume imbalance. Just see gold looks like it's pushing down now as well. It's all happening. We did get a market structure shift here though. I do think this spot, we're at point of control once again here, so let's wait and see. I want to see where the point of control is for gold actually. Okay, we're pretty much at it right now, so 986.3 should be our stop. Oh, there you go, beauty. Right on the money. So yeah, point of controls have just been hit for both of these assets, so we'll wait and see if there's some bullish reaction to both of those. Alright, starting to get this pump on MNQ and gold actually now. Did adjust my stops just a little bit on gold, just fearing that we could be coming to tap in, but As we're approaching the hourly candles for both of these assets, it is looking like we might be pushing at least up to this hourly CB if we do want to continue to the downside. We're at this 15-minute CB already contested off point of control, and we're pushing back up. So it does indicate that this isn't going to be strong enough to go down just yet if we are going down. But again, all-time highs, I'm expecting further push to the upside here. Gold still teetering a little bit. Let's just wait and see. Adjusting stops to break even for everything now. Pretty much we'll be at zero if the market wants to come back on us, which I mean, can do. And if that's the case, then let's just, what a waste of time this was for so much stress and really bad trading. Again, learning from yesterday, I don't want to cut myself out too short. If this thing wants to run for both positions, just going to adjust stops and let the stop loss take us out if that is the case. But about 170 away from our first target. That's locked in, then guaranteed payout tomorrow. Again, not trying to focus on that, just trying to keep managing the trade for the time being. Alright, so we are still pushing for the highs here on NQ. My next target is this 10-minute SIB that is resting just above here. I've already tapped here, so just watching the Asian highs, what we do if we do climb to them. Gold looks like we might be coming down a little bit, but stops are going to be at break even essentially. Contemplating taking myself out, but I just know if that was the case, I'd hit this and it would start reversing on me. Just going to be adjusting the stops here on our positions as we're traveling upwards, just in case the next hour we absolutely melt to the downside. How much longer we got? About 30 seconds for this hourly candle to close. Just going to check what gold is looking like here. We could come all the way down here, to be honest, for gold. I think it's alright if we take ourselves out here. Ideally, we just want to see this react off the point of control and push to the upside, but it doesn't look like we're going to be getting that right now. VWAP sitting right here as well, resting right here on an M2. New hour, sort of a gap down here on gold straight away. Push to the downside. It'd be annoying if we just get taken out and it runs here, but it is what it is. Contemplating, to be honest, just taking ourselves out here and just calling it. We'll come back as we should in either London session or AM session or PM for New York. I reckon that would probably be the play here. Okay. As we were saying, more than likely was going to be a wick out, but that's all good. Probably don't want us to lose this low for MNQ here. Nice, push to the upside. So yeah, let's not lose this low. We're at about 300 if that was the case. See if we have enough juice for this thing to just run. But yeah, we'll protect what we have for the time being. Approaching the 400 mark here. Let's see if MNQ can give us that last little pump. Equal highs resting right here. Do have just a little gap above us, so it'll be interesting to see what we do there. A little bit frustrating here, but it's all good. Can't run the risk. If that opener just spilled right down, it's not going to be worth. We still took away like $30 or something from that trade, so can't complain. Let's see if MNQ still wants to move for us here. Really nice push. Saw that we had this 3-minute volume imbalance. Stops have been adjusted here. Now pushing to the upside. Looking for this 500 if we can hit it. Computer's loading, reloading. Gonna lock in a bit more of this profit here. Lock all of this in. Looking pretty positive. I do want to take the position off right now being so close to TP, but hey, let's take our time. We have tapped up into this CB now as well, so let's just see the reaction. Another little push here. Let's see if we can get that. I'm just gonna shut my door. Alright, now pretty much at that CB, so let's see if we can get another little push. That's all we need to see, and then we are sorted. 493, 493, 498. Hey, like literally the tiniest bit away from TP, then that's when price decides to reverse. Okay, just waiting to see here. Should be okay with this momentum now. There we are, beauty. No, it's closed us out early once again, but that's fine. Look, I'm not gonna squabble over $8 there. I'll leave that account untouched, but I'll just keep on trailing our stops here just to see if we do want to keep on pushing higher. Stoked with the trade here. Just gonna make sure that we have the right sizing. Beauty. We're gonna adjust this as well. There's a volume imbalance in here, which is why I'm not the biggest fan of this position. Bit annoying about gold here. Did call this, did expect this. It's okay. Make sure all our positions are off so we don't get a random tap in. I'm not even too sure where we put stops for this position, if I'm honest. Might just go right here. If we get stopped out, we get stopped out. It is what it is. I like this spot on the M3 here as well. So yeah, we'll just let the trade continue to do what it wants to do. But yeah, again, not the greatest trading today. Not too happy with the execution. Did secure another payout here, which we're super grateful for. So we can cash that in tomorrow, and we'll see if we can cash in 2 payouts, which would be phenomenal. So we need about 600 or so on this. Oh no, we only need 3. We could actually take profit here and just call it, cash out 2 payouts. I'm just trying to think risk to reward wise, like where that's gonna put us. But at the end of the day, let's just secure the win, right? The aim is just to get the payouts for the time being. Once we're in a live account, maybe we can contemplate deviating from the plan. We have our normal risk to reward parameters, and if I take profit now, it's tweaking what we had put in play. Because I'm trying to see which one actually works better for these Fundednext accounts. Is it better to just go the 500 profit target and 50 loss, or go 875 profit target 350? Which I guess we'll wait and see. But we are still pushing up for the time being. Just going to adjust our stops as we are trailing up. As long as we're above 300, we should secure a payout for both of these accounts. Super blessed, super grateful, thank God, to switch and push to the upside here after trying to call this short for ages. But who knows, I still think we might still be spilling to the downside. This 10-minute SIBI is going to be quite a telling point. Liquidity resting here. I want to take partials 168.25. Just making sure. Yeah, nice. Well below that point. Look to take off about half of the position here. If we can get there, it's brilliant. Let the rest to run. I'm not gonna lie, I just had a mini nap. I just put my stops to break even, let this one run. Thank God. 2 accounts, 2 winning days, 2 payouts. Let's go.